everyone, so to start off this look, I'm going to push back my model's cuticles and then I'm going to prep her for acrylic application. So now that I have her natural nail plate prepped for acrylic application, I'm going to apply a form. We're going to sculpt the base of this nail before we add our 3D art. The colors I'm going to be using today is Rose Quartz from Glam & Glitz Colorblend Collection. And I'm also going to be using Jaunty from Glam & Glitz Fantasy Acrylic Collection. I'm going to be using Jaunty to build our free edge. I really love using Jaunty when I'm sculpting very long tips or decorative tips because it has a very beautiful transparency to it. You'll get that glass nail look. And of course, my favorite part is that it has glitter. So now that I've got my base color down for the free edge, I'm gonna go in with Rose Quartz and I'm going to apply it from the cuticle and fade it down. So Rose Quartz is from the Colorblend Collection, and the best thing about this collection is it's meant for blending. So if you ever want to do an ombre effect or marble effect, these are perfect for that. So now I'm done with our base colors and I'm going to encapsulate with a clear layer. This is going to protect any of our glitter from being filed. You don't want to file into your glitter because you will get a dull effect when it's done. So now that we're done with the base of this nail, I'm going to go ahead and let this dry and we're going to work on our butterfly. Now you guys might have seen this technique in our previous mermaid video, and if you haven't, make sure you guys go check that out. What we're going to do is we are going to draw half of our butterfly on this piece of paper, and I like to use an old backing paper from a nail form because we are going to remove the acrylic off this, and because it has that smooth finish, it's going to be easy for us to do that. So what I like to do is fold this in half. I'm going to take my model's nail and I'm going to measure how big I want the base. So now that I have my middle point, I'm going to go ahead and draw the butterfly wings. So now that we're done drawing this side of the wings, I'm going to go over it again and I'm going to put a lot of pressure so that it can indent on the other side. And now that we've done that, when you flip the paper over, you can see a very faint outline of the other side of the wings. So once you have that, you can grab your pen and you can draw over that outline. So now we have our butterfly, and all we have to do is fill in this outline with the acrylic that we want to use. For the butterfly, I'm going to be using Jaunty. You want to make sure that you're keeping your acrylic inside the lines. If you see that parts of your acrylic bead are escaping those little lines, just use your brush and go along the side of it. Now that you have one side done, you want to go ahead and fill in the other side, but you want to make sure that you are leaving a space between the two wings. You don't want these to connect. Now before these dry completely, I'm going to bend the paper so that our wings will have a nice little curve in them. So now we're going to set our wings aside so they can properly dry, and we're going to go back to our nail. Whenever I grab my file, I want to make sure that I am taking down the edges of the file because you don't want to cut your client. These can be pretty sharp, so you want to make sure that these are nice and softened so that you're not cutting into the side of your client's finger. The easiest ways I like to do this is just grab my arbor band and go down the sides of the file. You can also grab another hand file and just slightly buff the edges. So now I'm going to make sure that my model's skin is out of the way and we are going to file the sidewalls. So now that I'm done hand filing the sidewalls, I'm going to grab my e-file, and the bit that I'm going to be using is a medium grit. Now if you've applied your acrylic properly, you're not going to have a lot of filing to do with your e-file. This is mostly just to even out the top surface of the nail and to clean the cuticle area. So now that I'm done with my e-file, I'm going to go back in with my hand file and do some finish filing, and then I'm going to finish off with a buffer. So now I'm going to go back to my butterfly wings, and before I add these to my nail, I'm going to cover them with non-wipe top coat. If you want to add any embellishments to your wings, this would be the time to do it. So after I applied the top coat to the wings, I'm going to cure it for 60 seconds. So before I apply my butterfly to the nail that we've sculpted, I'm going to apply a layer of non-wipe top coat. This is going to create a base for our butterfly, and by doing this before attaching my butterfly, I'm not going to have to work around the 3D art. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this into the light for 60 seconds. Now to attach the wings, I'm going to add a very tiny amount of clear acrylic, and we are going to hold the wings into this acrylic bead until it dries. Now that I have my wings on, I'm going to use crystals to make the body of the butterfly. And there you have it, guys, a very beautiful over-the-top butterfly look. I had a lot of fun making this, and I also had fun wearing this at IBS Vegas, and I hope you guys have fun wearing this too. Let me know if you guys would rock this look in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on those post notifications. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!
Begin the removal process by using a medium to coarse grit hand file or e-file to sand the shiny top layer of your manicured nail. This will allow the acetone to penetrate the product much faster. Be sure to apply light to medium pressure to remove most of the color, as this will reduce your soaking time. To cut down on removal time even more, trim and file down the nail and any excess product. Make sure you brush off any dust and excess. Soak a lint-free cloth in acetone, then place it directly on the nail. Wrap the finger in aluminum foil to secure, and repeat on all manicured fingers. Now here's a hack. Wrap the entire hand in a warm towel and set a timer for 8 to 10 minutes. The heat of the towel will react with the acetone and speed up the removal process. Check on the nails for progress. If the product is dissolved, use the lint-free cloth to wipe away nail clean. If you have any leftover product, you can remove it with a cuticle pusher. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, leave them down below for us. And make sure to subscribe if you haven't already.